Hey, welcome to SE Custom Designs. We are continuing through the series of making the bandsaw boxes for this lovely couple here who's getting married shortly, and so these are the bandsaw boxes to date. So you've seen these things from the 2x4 cut into blocks like this, and then each and every step, all the pieces that we cut. My directions are somewhere around here where it's step by step, because I encourage you to do that so that you don't lose your pieces and so on and so forth. We are now at the stage where it is a bandsaw box, and if you remember what they looked like when they first started, oh, well, they were just kind of like this, just very plain. I started sanding this, and I wanted to show you the different methods that I'm using. Okay, so this guy here is coming along, taking shape, looking rounder. This one here is in a rougher state, where you can see it's unevenly sanded, and we'll show you where we did some of these things. So when you're first starting out with the sanding process, you've got all kinds of fun going on. You've got real rough wood. Some of the wood, this is not a good example of really rough wood. Well, here we go. Look how rough that is, my friend. And pitchy. You got to consider that when you're cutting out the stock. Okay, and all of this, that's going to clog your sandpaper up. Here's a good example. Rough and pitchy. This here will sand pretty quick. So let's look at the tools that we used. I started off with this guy. This is a Porter cable. It has the disc sander over there, and it has this here. I took off the guard and all that sort of fun thing here where you can put your wood against it, because I want all the real estate that it has to offer without shaking too much. And I'm sorry, I'm already shaking too much, my friends. It's been a while. We have about 16 inches of sanding surface, where if I had the base on it, you know, there you go. So I use this to sand all that roughness off of, let's just bring this over, off of the bandsaw box, okay? And I even started to turn it a little bit like this. Then I came up here in stage 2. This is a little bit more controlled. I have a nice table here on the Ridge oscillating spindle sander, and I will continue doing like this, okay, as it's running, and then I would do this, start to put over, get all of these edges softened up. And then we come down to hand sanding and hand shaping. Now, this is also a tool. I'm constantly using this guy to spray out the unit, get the dust off, to clean up my sandpaper right here and here. This is the rubber stick. That does a wonderful job with that, okay? So tools everywhere. This is a tool here. These are the sandpaper. This is 400 grit, okay? This is like an 80 grit, but I have the various grits over here. And look at the different shapes and sizes, my friends, okay? And I've got different grits on these guys, okay? I even cut this one in half because I couldn't get into the nooks and the crannies that I wanted to. Not on this project particularly, but on the last project. You know, and I've got plenty of those guys hanging around. So these are my tools. Lots of sanding and lots of shaping. I will literally take the unit and take the rough grit, right? And I'll start sanding and shaping. And I don't know, to put that into words, what it is I do is kind of hard. But I literally will envision, right? I'll envision. This doesn't look in focus. One moment, please. I will envision what the shape is, and then just swipe it like a painter's brush with the sandpaper. That actually works for me. I have to play those mind games. And I will go at it and at it and at it and at it. This is a semi-final sanding. You can see that I forgot to do some sanding over here. Okay, and I've done the most sanding so far with this guy. Okay, these guys are really in their rough. So I will continue until I feel good about what I've done. Okay, I want to share another hack with you. This is going to be a little shorter than the thickness of this here, right? And I was having an issue where things just weren't working out good for me with the size. I don't remember exactly what the issue was, but I had to either sand a lot of the front off, or I could simply come over to the table saw, right? And I could set the fence and rip it. You can see that that is the size right there. And I just cut this back, and every one of them was cut to the same thickness. And that gave it its consistency. All right? Lots of fun. There's so much that happens, you just don't even know. That's why I decided I was going to just stop at every point of the project and talk to you about it. So we're getting near the end here, aren't we? We're at the shaping and then the sanding. So when I'm all done shaping this and I'm happy with it, I also have to consider what kind of handle I'm going to put on here. Whether I make my own handles, which I like to do, so we could do that, kind of like what we did here. This is actually African paddock wood. Handle out of that, or we can take the actual species from the wood and make a handle so it comes out like this. I don't know that I'm going to flock it. And you're saying this, why are you talking about flocking? What is that? This is a flock kit, and basically what it allows you to do is I'm not going to open that tape up, but it allows you to basically spray in with this tube felt. Inside here, you glue down in here like this, whatever. Then you put that dust in there, and then it becomes very nice to put your jewelry in. I haven't had a customer yet that said, "Geez, that's what I want," but I got it just in case. So when I need it, then I'm going to use it. All right, so I hope this is helping. And again, this may look very different when we show you the next video, which would be making the handle, the 3 handles, and also we're going to be, look at this, my friends, we made nested trays. Look at that mess there. That basically came from the block that came from the inside of the unit, right? I made nested trays. That video, look it up. It's called Challenge Accepted, because I made one more drawer, nested tray that is this thin. How thin that is. The sides are lying somewhere in there. Okay, so we'll be going over that, putting all those together, and oh my goodness, can you imagine when they're going to open this up and in one of these boxes, not all 3, they're going to find the nested trays. So that's pretty cool. What we need to figure out is what we're going to do with the middle part. This is going to be like the little treasure inside the smallest box. I'm not sure what to do with that. Maybe you can chime in and tell me what I should make there. So it'll be inside there. Who knows? I don't know. All right. Thanks for coming into the shop of SC Custom Designs, where we are constantly moving along with projects. And hopefully you're enjoying this series. I will upload this shortly on making the bandsaw boxes. It's so much fun. I look forward to coming home from work so I can work. QA software guy in the daytime, and on the nights and the weekends, I'm the warrior of SC Custom Designs, a little company that we have that we do. So thanks for coming to the shop. Take care. Little update on the humidity. I highly recommend you get a humidity monitor. Now the humidity has gone down. When I came down here, it was like there. That's your top humidity, 68% humidity. It's down to 61 now. Interesting. And the temperature, 66. That's actually pretty nice down here in the shop right now. So, all right. You want to watch those humidity levels so that you know what's going on with your wood, the expansion and contraction and so on and so forth. All right. Hey, thanks for coming. That's 10 minutes, 40 seconds. And this is the lessons learned on the bandsaw boxes. And I want to share as much as I possibly can. Please share your ideas. In America, we say your ideas. Overseas, please share your ideas. I used to have an international accent. When I called home after living in Israel 6 years, one of my brothers had no idea who I was. I was actually living in Hong Kong at the time. And I had to tell him some things about our childhood in order for him to believe me. So at any rate, we know we're speaking to an international audience. So I have there's a guy who's Barney's Wood Shop or Barney's Shop. Look him up. He's in the UK. He's got a shop there and he's working on some things. He made a ramp for his shop to get his table saw in and out, and he ordered some wood, and he's going to be making the stand for the saw so we can get it in and out of his shop. So not everybody is as fortunate as I am to have all of this room here, right? I got a lot of room, but then you have Ava Wilkinson, I think that's her name, who basically was working in a humble space and now has like a stadium size, a kid, but it's huge. And then the Wood Whisperer, they've got all kinds of room in their shop. But I'm happy with what I got. And I think we just need to be content with what we have and have a lot of fun in the wood shop. Thanks for coming in, watching this episode. 1 week of video a week we do. I'm doing a lot more these days just because the project's moving along. I have to move along because these are wedding gifts. They need to be done in a short while. Less than a week and a half now. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Subscribe if you like our channel. Thumbs up, please, or thumbs down. If it's thumbs down, let us know why, and we'll try to improve it. Thank you. Take care, guys.